feel like I've played, if I'm honest. That was a long half, that second half. But we worked hard. I can't again today. You look at the desire to do well. Are we good enough quality-wise? Maybe not at the minute, totality, but no one can ever question the desire of the team and the way they want to just hang in there to try and win a game of football. But I don't think we lack too much quality. I just think that the issue at the moment is, as you're seeing, we've bossed the game up until they've scored. They've scored right on half time, and for some reason we just lose belief. We stop doing what we've done. We stopped doing what we've been good at, and it was very similar, to Salisbury on Saturday. And if you think back to all the games we've played, once we conceded a goal, for some reason, we stopped believing in what we've done. We stopped looking to get on the ball. We started just kicking the ball anywhere and not passing. And I just said to them in there that, if we look around my dressing room, apart from probably 2 or 3 young lads who we brought to the club, all these lads have played Football League or in this league at least, so they've got to be confident, they've got to believe in themselves. But it's easier said than done. Psychology in football is massive, and I believe in it big time. And we've got to hopefully, when you're down there, we just said in there, when you're down there, you're never going to see a pretty game. You are going to see games like that. But one thing I will say to every one of them is they've stuck at it, they've dug in, they haven't given an inch, and just, wasn't pretty, but we've won the game. That's all that matters.
Absolutely, and obviously going 2-0 up, 40 minutes, you dominated the game as you said there. And was that your only disappointment of the first half, the manner in which you conceded right on half time?
Yeah, it was, because we didn't have enough desire to stop the cross. I was screaming if anyone heard me to stop the cross, and it never. And then it came in. We had more men than them in the box, so we'd done that right. But we hadn't tracked the runner from midfield. And to be fair to the captain Whittaker, I thought he had a good game and he put it away lovely. And then obviously, we've missed a penalty, and they've laid siege to our goal later. We've lost our shape a little bit. We've gone within ourselves. But I thought, everyone threw the bodies on the line in that box, and apart from one chance right at the end, as he put wide, I don't think, there's a lot of to and throwing in there. But we don't do it easy at Chester, do we? Ben puts that penalty, and I can relieve a little bit of pressure. But in the end, I felt like I had about 8 coats on. I was sweating that much.
How important though was it just to see that game out? Because obviously after he'd missed that penalty, Ben, obviously they came like the Alamo, didn't they, towards you, and it was just a case of getting over the line and getting the win on the board, wasn't it?
It was, and he got some good attacking plays. We can bring the like of JP off the bench and with his ability. You've got a chance, but I thought we defended. We were resolute. We're not where we want to be. We're miles away from where we want to be. But what we have got is character and desire. We've got to have a little bit more belief. We need to add 1 or 2 bodies to the team if we can, to give us that added little bit of quality. But as I've said all season, I think people have recognised, apart from Woking, the lads have left everything that they've got on the pitch. You can't knock the desire. We just got to have a little bit more belief in what we do. And now we go and, I look at, the Halifax have had a fantastic result tonight, and you look Welling have had a fantastic result tonight. You look at the part-time teams and you say, well, we've had a good win. It's about building on that now, and hopefully, learning about what other teams are doing to get things right as well, because we're not all magicians. We don't all know everything. So we go away, we work our socks off. I work as hard as I possibly can, if there's enough hours in the day to make sure we try and get this right. I can guarantee that to the supporters. And I'm going away and I'm analysing what other teams, other part-times are doing to get victories and scoring 4s and 5s, and I'll go away and I'll do that and see if we can implement it here, because at this moment in time, we need to be a little bit more creative.
There's your first home victory of the season though. How big a lift is that going into obviously Grimsby on Saturday here? Will that give you a different kind of belief here?
It gives me 3 days with a smile on my face, believe me. I haven't been a very happy chappy. I'm not great to be around when we lose football matches, but it's not about losing football matches. It's the bigger picture, isn't it? You've got to see your side going forward, and we've got to remember as well, we've got a lot of young lads in this team. We've got 2 boys at 20 years of age. They're from Leeds, yeah, but this is the highest level of football they've ever played. You've got young Pugh playing four levels below, was it last year? Okay, we had to bring him off because I think his legs had just gone to jelly in the end, but what a performance, fantastic game. Dan's come in, made a big difference. George has come back in tonight. Michael Kay, still young, a little bit naive at times, but 150%. You can't. Then you've got the likes of Danny Harrison coming off the bench, who I thought made a big difference, got hold of it and and passed it for us. We've got good players. We do need to add one or two additional bits of quality. But as I said, people in that dressing room give you everything, and that's, as a manager, we try and knock the naivety out of them, try and knock the mistakes out of them. But as a manager, I can't ask for more than what they go out in there and give on the pitch.
When the team gives that much effort, it's hard to single out one particular person, wasn't it? But I think Danny Higginbottom rightly was man of the match for the way he marshalled that defence and kept it steady in the last 20 there.
Yeah, well, that's what Danny brings. You don't see the panic. He's probably played in many of them games where he's been under the cosh. I thought he was outstanding. But I did think though, on the night Lee Pugh to play, you've got to remember where this boy's come from, and we put him in there for a reason. It wasn't just for his football ability, as you probably could tell from the team that we picked. And it was great for Seds to get off the mark with a great finish. But I think Lee Pugh and Danny Higginbottom tonight were probably the two standout performers for me. One because Danny, probably expected, but his performance shone, and one because Lee has come from where he's come from, and not had many opportunities at the moment, apart from Forest Green, where he done well, and he's done well here again this evening, and hopefully we can carry that on.
What's your point of view towards the penalty taking then? Obviously Ben Mills went and grabbed the ball wanting to score against his former club. I'm guessing he wasn't your first choice penalty taker when the penalty actually was given?
No, it's what we say is whoever fancies it. It's different scenarios as the game. People get tired and people get tired in the game. It's who fancies it. He wants to step up and Ben's confident to go and do it. I thought keeper made a decent height for him, but he's made a decent save. It doesn't make it any easier for me on the touchline watching it, but I said to Gary, he misses this because I just know at this moment in time the way football's going. I was expecting them to score, to be honest. The way the football's going for me in particular is I was expecting the ball to hit the back of the net at some stage, but that's football, and you take the rough with the smooth. I've said all the time, people say, I've had the three championships, and people say, why don't you get excited? And I said at that time, I enjoy me victories and and the awards and the trophies that we win. But I know what people are like, and there's a lot of there can be a lot of fickle people out there who forget what's happened in 3 years and judge it on 8 games of football. All I'll say to them people is, I'm working my socks off the best of my ability to put this team and keep this team in this conference, and we'll leave no stone unturned, to make that happen.